Most dashboards look good, but still fail. Not because of visuals, but because they don't answer one simple question. What should I do next? In this video, I'll show you why most dashboards fail using a real redesign case study and how to design dashboards that actually guide decisions, increase clarity, and help users take action. If you're a UX designer, product designer, this will change how you think about dashboard design. So let's not waste any more time and let's dive right into it. So in this video, we are going to go over a redesign I made for a platform called EduVault. EduVault is a project I worked on last year, and we went on to win a hackathon with this particular project. But this year, I decided the dashboard needed a redesign because we noticed that there were some flaws. And so I decided to document everything here on YouTube to help other people get a sense of how and why some dashboard tend to fail. So let's quickly look at what EduVault is all about. EduVault is a platform that allows students to upload, protect, and monetize their academic notes and study materials. So what I'm basically trying to say is that EduVault help turn schoolwork into a digital asset students can earn from even before graduating. So let's quickly take a look at the product goals. So there are two goals I had in mind for this particular project, which is like the dashboard redesign. So the first was to turn the dashboard into a decision-making tool for student creators. And the second was helping students earn from their academic work without thinking about Web3. So now this is the original dashboard. So this is basically how the original dashboard looks. We have like this large promotional banner here, and then some KPI cards at the side here, and then some trending materials from other creators. And we also have like top creators from other schools, and then we have the user's latest activities, and on the left here we have the sidebar, and finally we have like the wallet balance. So basically, there's something I didn't mention, that this was built on the Celo blockchain. Let me just reiterate on what the platform does. So basically, when a user uploads their study materials on the platform, the study material or whatever notes they upload on the platform is minted as an NFT. Once it's minted as an NFT, it is now record that they are the owner of that particular study material. So it's basically for ownership. So it's recorded on the Celo blockchain just for the sake of ownership. Lastly, we have like the wallet balance and a call to action here where they can easily top up their balance. And then we have like the upload button, and then the user wallet address compressed here, and then the notification. So these are basically quick actions that the user can perform on their dashboard. And then we have like the search bar here. So let's quickly move on to the first thing that we're going to be looking at is the large promotional banner here. So from my observation, I feel like this large promotional banner here is not actually doing a great job, because it's actually distracting the user or the creator from the core metrics or the core KPIs. The core KPIs are basically the user earnings, how much the user is earning, how many uploads notes they've uploaded on the platform, how many downloads, their rank, and every other stuff. So for me, I feel like this should have been highlighted more, and this doesn't actually work here because it's just like distracting the user from the core metrics that they need to be focusing on. And then we also have like the upload button here. So it lacks context, especially for new users. New users might not understand what this icon is. Although this is like a universal, I know some app basically use this icon as the upload button, but I feel like it should have like more context. We want users to be able to take action quickly without thinking, without have to second guess. So I feel this should have more context. And then the top creators dashboard that we have here, although before we talk about the top creators section, let's really talk about the trending study materials here. The trending study materials here looks great, although it's not really serving the primary purpose of this dashboard yet again. This is a creator dashboard and this is not like a marketplace. So I don't think this is serving the user any good. So I feel like the trending content distracts from any goal. So let's quickly check the top creators. Let's come back here to the top creators. So the top creators, there's just one thing that I feel is wrong with this, is the fact that this has the potential or the possibilities of demotivating in terms of like, why should a user care about other creators? I mean, is this actually moving the needle for them here? So that's one question that I asked myself, and I was like, at the end of the day, this doesn't have to be here, and I don't think this is doing a great job here. So, and the next part that we're just going to look at is the sidebar. So the sidebar here is great, although I noticed that it was missing some core pages like the earnings, the wallet. The user should have like a broader insight on what is happening in respect to their earnings, how much they've made, more details aside from what we currently have here. Although this is already doing good, but we are just seeing like some arrows and we are not seeing any context to it. So I feel like there should be like a page called My Earning where users can see or get more insight on what is actually moving the needles, because this is not actually doing the work properly. And finally, we have the wallet balance here. But at the end of the day, this doesn't even tell the user how much this is in their local currency. So the next thing that we're going to look at is some primary questions the dashboard should answer. So the dashboard should be able to show earnings clearly, should be able to highlight top performing notes, should be able to have like quick actions where users can quickly upload, see prices of their document, and also see quick actions to also improve their documents for better earning potentials. And then the dashboard should be able to answer how much they have in their wallet, what they own and what they don't own. The user should be able to see their verified documents. And then finally, the user should be able to, see performance insights, growth over time and their current momentum. And then some things that shouldn't be answered by the dashboard is, example, what is EduVault, what is blockchain, what is an NFT, who is ranking number one, what's trending in marketplace. I don't think all those things are relevant to like the creator's dashboard. At least for the dashboard overview for now, it's not very relevant. So the next thing we are going to go over is the newly designed dashboard. So the redesigned version of the original dashboard. So the first thing that we are going to highlight here is the creator snapshot. So we grouped the entire KPIs that are very relevant to the user and made it very visible, just like what we said here, show earnings clearly. So this is what I actually did here. Show earnings clearly, like, okay, how is this user earning currently, and how many documents they have, how many downloads do they have so far, and then they can also filter by today, yesterday, last 7 days. And we also have like this little insights section here where the user can quickly take action. So for example, we have like this next milestone where the user is required to upload one more document to increase their earning by 18%. So we also have like the wallet here. Let's follow this. So the first we talked about like show earnings clearly, which this section is already doing correctly. And then the next is which documents are performing best, highlight top performing notes. So basically the next thing was like the top performing notes. So the user should be able to see like the notes, the price of those notes, how many downloads they have on those notes, just a quick overview, since this is just like the dashboard overview. They should be able to see that, which like the original dashboard didn't have. Instead, the original dashboard had like these trending study materials from other creators, which wasn't relevant to this creator. We wanted like a personalized dashboard, not something that looks like a marketplace. So let's go over the next one, which is, am I in control of my work and earnings, wallet ownership and verified document, which is what we have here. So we have like the wallet, so the user can quickly see how much Celo tokens they have, and they can easily see the Naira equivalent of their tokens. So this CTA clearly shows that the user is in control. So the user can easily transfer this money they have here down to their local bank account. And then what they own, this is like the documents they own 2 NFTs, and this is like the last activities they performed, the last time they performed any activity on this particular dashboard. So let's check the next thing. So performance insights, growth over time and momentum, which is why we have like the analytics and the insights here, so they can see like how much they've earned in the last 12 months. And they can toggle to also see how many downloads they've gotten so far from platform marketplace, and they can also see their highest earning year. And then we also have like recent activities. They should be able to toggle between today, yesterday, this week, and quickly see what has been happening on the platform so far. Yeah, so basically this is what we have. Then we have like this city up here for them to quickly add a new product, and then they can also like see more of their profile here. And we also have like a notification bar, and we have like a universal search bar here, so they can easily access whatever thing that they're searching for on the platform. They can quickly go over that. So now you might be wondering what changed. So although I've mentioned some things that changed, but I'm just going to go over it again. So the first thing that changed was I removed the promotional and market place distractions, and then I now surfaced the earnings first so that users can instantly know if they are making money, which is what I did here. Surface the earnings first so that users can know if you're making money and making progress. And I highlighted which documents are driving income, not vanity metrics. And then replace ranks and trends with clear performance signals. So I also focused the dashboard on creators and not marketplace browsing. Just like I said before, abstracted the blockchain details to reduce cognitive load. Also showed document status and ownership clearly, built trust by emphasizing control over earning, communicated progress with simple growth indicators. So these are basically the things that change from the original design. So these are basically the success criteria to consider for this project. Here again, we have like the original dashboard, and this is like the redesign. So this is the original dashboard, and this is like the redesign. And then this is like the mobile responsive version of the dashboard design. So this is like the light mode, and I also went on to actually design the dark mode version of the dashboard. So this is what the dark mode looks like, and this is what the mobile responsive version of the dark mode looks like. So final take. So basically this redesign transformed EduVault dashboard from a passive overview into an active income driving tool for student creators. So thank you for making it this far. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. And our next video, we're going to be redesigning the entire dashboard from ground up, from scratch, from a blank canvas. I'm going to redesign everything from ground up. So see you in the next video. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.